Many people are calling the Season 7 writers of 2024 lazy since they are reusing a similar plot line. A lot of people drew comparisons to Dr. Disrespect recently being outed for talking inappropriately for a minor. Kris Tyson, a member of the mrbeast crew, has come under fire due to a plethora of evidence exposing his horrible behavior when interacting with minors, along with a history of truly disgusting actions. Now this shit is very hard to digest, so I will give you some time. Maybe go perform a CPR on your grandmother if she fainted after listening this. I have talked about all the allegations with proof in my last video. Now this video is about some more shit that surfaced the internet, including Kris's recent tweets and Shadman's situation. Now for a quick catch up, I have observed numerous individuals attempting to cope and deflect, arguing that the jokes are simply edgy and exaggerated. What a bunch of nonsense that is. From what I've observed, the majority of the screenshots and a significant portion of the compiled evidence stem from inappropriate behavior, including edgy jokes between an adult and a child. It's not a clear-cut argument, as some individuals seem to believe, that an adult should never be in a group chat with a group of children who are sending "Coming to America" pictures. Kris Tyson had a habit of referring to a 13 or 14-year-old as her father, a behavior that could not be dismissed as mere quirkiness. This appears to be the beginning of it all, and since the release of this video, numerous screenshots have surfaced, revealing a plethora of derogatory remarks directed towards or about minors. While I've only showcased a few here, there are numerous others, all of which are equally, if not more, offensive. Now the 13-year-old in issue for a lot of these messages is someone that has come forward to provide their own accounts of the situation, and according to them, they do not believe that they were groomed or anything bad was done on the side of Kris Tyson or anything else, and I will just go ahead and offer my take on it here. Inappropriate edgy jokes that people are blowing out of proportion, which is unacceptable, are now indefensible. I'm not trying to be some kind of armor psychologist, since I'm just a little reptile brain idiot at the end of the day, but I really do feel that in a situation like this, it's quite difficult to see just how inappropriate or unacceptable something was when you lived it. I imagine that this is the person you communicated with so closely for so long who was actually evil or doing wrong things, but in reality, a child. While the person here might not feel like a victim, it is absolutely unacceptable that Kris Tyson would be communicating with them like this. Currently, the majority of the evidence consists of screen images, which raises the possibility of falsifying some. Since all of Kris Tyson's deleted tweets reveal her history as a Shadman enthusiast, it's challenging to pinpoint the instances in which she interacted with or discussed Shadman. Some of them appear extremely difficult to falsify, such as a video showing a Snapchat conversation with Kris. Additionally, there are verified tweets from their account over the years, which I will discuss now. And the art, well, I did find this from Penguiner's video, which dates back a long way and showcased this tweet. Penguin censored it because the character doesn't appear to be over the age of 18. For those of you who are familiar with that, it could have triggered a Winter Soldier moment in your mind, causing your eyes to roll into the back of your skull. It's so nasty that Shadman drew child porn, and when you hear that, many people think. One of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a pornographic setting. Some people will say that is the lowly type shit, and the children are actually 5,000 years old and are vampires or some shit, so it's completely legal. But with Shadman, he was drawing real children sexually, so one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter. A lot of people supported him publicly, just like a lot of people defended him when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit. Many people were enthusiastically pumping their fists saying, "Go Shadman, it's Keemstar. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Shadman, do you take requests? Can you draw this person's underage daughter next?" He received applause for drawing child porn. Like what the actual So anyway, Kris Tyson has publicly tweeted about child hentai, and we can see some tweets about Shadman also. One persistent issue that many people have been highlighting is the possibility that Tyson may have commissioned a piece from Shadman, or at least purchased one. There are archives of numerous tweets featuring Kris discussing or interacting with Shadman. However, the majority of these tweets have been removed due to the nuking of her Twitter account. The sole uncertainty surrounding Kris and Shadman's relationship is whether she commissioned or bought a piece. At the bare minimum, she possessed a piece, and I don't believe it's possible to dismiss this as a case of innocent ignorance. Kris Tyson having publicly discussed content and art like that, and then also owning a Shadman piece. I don't think it's some kind of coincidence. I really don't think it was an accident, and they didn't know Shadman drew child porn. Then another disturbing video surfaced where they had actually made a video a long time ago linked with revenge porn of Jeanette McCarty. All of this began to gain widespread attention as more and more people shared screenshots and chat logs, revealing a history of inappropriate communication with or about minors. In response, Kris Tyson released a statement a few hours ago which states, "I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and mental health." Now, this is not the kind of apology we need. There is no discussion of a minor or any of the situations regarding this heinous crime. It does not define or address anything. This is just useless stepping away information. People are demanding an answer to your situation, and you are giving nothing at all. Like, she should have addressed that all these things are correct. But again, that's not there, so they are assumed to be all correct at this point, and they are indefensible things that have come out here. Tyson dropped more tweets which are addressed by Penguin. Look at this clip from Penguin Video.
As I was rendering this video, Ava Tyson dropped more tweets claiming that no one was ever groomed, and then states that the victim vocally supported that that's false. I again already told you my feelings on that. I really don't think a child who has this kind of relationship with an adult would ever really recognize just how inappropriate it was, because it became so normalized to them, which it never should be. It's a horrible thing, and there really is no excusing it in my eyes. Going further, there's an apology about unacceptable social media posts, and then saying that it was edgy jokes and that it was unacceptable humor, that it's like a thing of the past and it's been misconstrued into things that didn't happen, and then not wanting the accusations to impact hundreds of people who work at MrBeast, which is why Ava Tyson has stepped away. I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child porn. That's not a joke anymore. Haha, bought some child porn art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy. Like, I don't really think you can just go ahead and hand wave that as being edgy and like old humor that you've grown from.
If people are offended by it like that, it just doesn't really work. As of now, neither MrBeast nor anyone else on the team has responded to any of this, so the situation remains unresolved. Situation like this indeed, this isn't a story I joke about, as it's a serious matter when a child is involved. I had a strong expectation that people would argue that this is not a significant issue, and that anyone who appears to be upset about it is merely acting hypocritically, given long-standing opposition to the age of consent. I also anticipated that people would compare this to Dr. Disrespect, who was vigorously defended based on a single fictitious email from an anonymous source. Well, this shit is crazy and I can't deal with this anymore, so you know what to do. Go ahead, don't be shy. Just press that red button.